The new Fast Friends Forever website for Sonic recently added official character bios for some of the main cast of Sonic and Friends. Let's break down each bio and talk about what it means for the future of the characters we love. Let's begin with the blue blur. Sonic is the living embodiment of being free as the wind. He's the fastest thing alive. He spends most of his days exploring the world, experiencing its thrills, and finding new challenges. When he isn't sprinting around at top speed, you'll likely find him savoring a chili dog while relaxing in nature. Sonic is an inspiration to everyone he meets. He gives his friends the courage to be their best selves, and even his fiercest rivals and enemies can't help but respect his unstoppable will. While Sonic doesn't play by anyone's rules, he'll always come to the aid of those in need to ensure they can live as free and happy as he does. If you had to put in 2 paragraphs what people love about Sonic's personality, this is a pretty great summation of his ethos. I love how IDW and Frontiers highlight how Sonic's empathy defines his heroism, and I cannot wait to see the stories that come for the fastest thing alive. Amy Rose. Amy is a spirited and athletic adventurer out to share her boundless love with the world. She wields her signature Pico Pico hammer with incredible strength and grace to defend those in need. Amy first met Sonic by following the guidance of her fortune cards. Unfortunately, the cards didn't tell her about Metal Sonic, or did they? Ever since, she's pushed herself to grow as an adventurer in order to bring love and peace to the world. She may not be chasing after Sonic anymore, but he's still #1 in her heart. I'm so happy they're finally evolving Amy's passionate nature. To me, this feels like the natural next step for the character, and it opens up the possibilities for stories. I also appreciate that they're finally adding the fortune card aspect back into her character. IDW Amy has been my favorite iteration of the character to date, and I really hope that we get that tone for her in DLC 3 and for stories to come. Plus, with the credits reveal in Frontiers, I need to see Team Rose 2.0 of her Cream and Sticks. Those 3 being paired is such a good call, and I can't wait to play their adventure in the games to come. Miles Tails Prower. Tails is a young fox just coming into his own and discovering his full potential. He's a genius mechanic and inventor, as well as a swift and experienced adventurer. He's also an ace pilot with a garage full of Tornado Series airplanes. Once a timid boy, Tails was ashamed of how his twin tails made him different. But then Sonic helped him realize that this difference also gives him amazing abilities, as he can use his tails to fly, propelling him across land or even underwater. Now Sonic's best friend and partner in adventure, he's grown a lot since those early days. Taking inspiration from Sonic, Tails now aspires to be a hero in his own right. Our little guy grew up. He had his going to college moment, and given his desire for learning, who knows where he goes? Maybe he goes back to Spagonia and understudies for Professor Pickle. Tails can go anywhere going forward, and I'm excited to see that freedom for his next chapter. Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald, a powerful gemstone tied to the history of the world. He also safeguards its home, Angel Island, a flying island paradise. He traverses the Earth's varied, wild environments with incredible speed and impressive gliding techniques, while his stunning strength allows him to climb over or bust through any obstacle. Knuckles is a serious and straightforward warrior, which often leads to friction with Sonic's witty, casual way of life. The two of them are staunch rivals, but with a deep and mutual respect for each other. Over time and countless adventures, Knuckles has come to open up a little and trust in the friends he's met through Sonic. And while he isn't the warm and fuzzy type, he'll defend his friends with ferocious determination. We got our boy back. And I'm glad we finally get to see the opportunity for Knuckles to live life beyond the confines of Angel Island. However, after that Divergent short, everyone needs that experience of being able to traverse this new take on Angel Island. I need to play this in a game. Imagine an emerald collecting game where you get to go through that version of Angel Island presented in the short. That is going to be so much fun. Dr. Eggman. Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik is an unparalleled mechanic and genius. His dream is to conquer the world and reshape it in his image. To that end, he builds sprawling armies of robots and vast fleets of warships. This means he needs a lot of energy to fuel his conquests, so he's often hunting down the Chaos Emeralds or other sources of arcane power. Sonic used to tease him with the nickname Eggman, so the Doctor took it for himself and made it his own. What once was a point of mockery is now his signature brand, and many fear the might of the Eggman Empire. While Sonic is his bitter enemy, Dr. Eggman can't help but respect his incredible skill and spirit. Likewise, Sonic genuinely respects the Doctor's tenacity, although he wishes he'd use his genius for good. With Sage and the amount of introspection shown in the Egg memos, I genuinely don't know what's next for the Doc, but I know it'll be a fantastic one whatever direction they decide for the future of him and his new family. Blaze the Cat. Blaze hails from a parallel dimension. There she is, the Imperial Princess of the Soul Empire and guardian of the 7 Soul Emeralds. She defends and protects it all with stoic dutifulness and overwhelming fiery powers. She is swift, decisive, and shows little mercy to those who would bring harm to her people. Blaze's fearsome powers and station left her with very few friends until a fateful encounter with Sonic changed her life. Thanks to Sonic and his network of friends, Blaze found a community that accepted and cherished her. Now, with the power of the Soul Emeralds, she can freely visit Sonic's dimension and be with her new companions. It made me so happy to see Blaze as the next character bio listed. She has been one of the most unique in the franchise, and to know that there's no restrictions anymore on her ability to interact with the main cast, the time could not be more right for a Sonic Rush reunion or remaster game, and just the thought of that happening could not have me more stoked. Cream and Cheese. Cream the rabbit is a young girl with a huge heart who's eager to help those in need, even though she needs help herself from time to time. Always by her side is Cheese the Chow, her stalwart companion. Cheese is constantly looking out for Cream and is ready to defend her at a moment's notice. Cream was raised to be very polite and proper by her mother, Vanilla. This makes her stand out amongst the casual and energetic crowd Sonic normally hangs out with. She loves helping her mother raise and care for the Chow living in their prosperous Chow garden, but when the opportunity arises, Cream gleefully joins the others and provides support by flying with her massive ears. I'm glad they didn't forget about Cream, as well as the reveal that they have their own Chow garden. They've heard the people loud and clear and are planting the seeds for that to return. Can't wait to have her and Cheese back in the action. Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow is known as the ultimate life form. He was created by Professor Gerald Robotnik as part of a complex conspiracy involving the military and some ravenous aliens. Shadow has incredible speed, ferocious strength, and a rare ability called Chaos Control. By utilizing the power of a Chaos Emerald, he can stop time and appear to warp to a new position instantaneously. Shadow is always on the prowl for dangers to the world. While he has no love for it or its people, they were cherished by his one friend, the late Maria Robotnik. He protects Earth in honor of her memory, willing to do anything and fight anyone to ensure no one threatens the world Maria cherished. While Shadow prefers to be alone, he allows himself to trust in the occasional support of Rouge and Omega. They are the only ones he can count on for help that won't question his methods. Mandates are a term that we no longer have to worry about. It's been so satisfying to have Shadow back in proper form in the last IDW arc and Sonic Prime this year. With Sonic Movie 3 coming up, and with Shadow getting a leading role in Frontier's sequel, the future for Shadow has never been this optimistic, and I pray we get to see the opportunity to evolve him further like the main cast got to in Frontiers. Just so happy about all of this. Rouge the Bat. Rouge is truly a skilled and tenacious Jill of all trades. She's an expert spy, adept flyer, an accomplished jewel thief, a trained fighter, and even wields custom demolitions. Some people just have it all. Rouge doesn't play favorites and will happily work for anyone so long as it gets her what she wants. Her cunning and wit make it hard to tell when she's being coy and when she's really acting as a double agent. Her sincerest bond is with Shadow, whom she earnestly respects and supports. Rouge knows she can count on Shadow when she needs him and that he won't question her motivations. Rouge is one of the few characters that I feel has consistently been done well. Been loving her in IDW, Prime, and Murder of Sonic recently, and very excited to see her next series of dreams and goals alongside Team Dark. E123 Omega. Omega is the last in the E100 series, powerful battle robots built by Dr. Eggman. Omega is a walking arsenal with all manner of lasers, missiles, and incendiary devices hidden in his bulky frame. If he can't shoot it down or blow it up, he can rend it asunder with his razor-sharp claws and immense strength. Omega felt like he was being devalued by Dr. Eggman, and so he rebelled. Now his single-minded objective is to destroy all of Dr. Eggman's creations to prove to his creator he is the strongest before finishing off the Doctor himself. While there isn't anyone who would call him a friend, he shares a grim rapport with Shadow and Rouge. He knows he can trust them to support his violent campaign without trying to hold him back. It feels so good to have Team Dark back. And eventually, when they become playable again, how much havoc we get to unleash with Omega the next time he's playable. And lastly, Silver the Hedgehog. Silver is a young, aspiring hero from 200 years in the future. He commands powerful psychokinesis, which allows him to manipulate objects with his mind, fly through the air, and even teleport short distances. While he means well, his naivety can sometimes lead him astray. Silver's time period was once ravaged and ruined, but together with Sonic, Blaze, and others, he helped restore its blue skies and peaceful days, even if he can't remember how. These days, he travels to Sonic's time via mysterious portals that appear when things in the past go awry, and he's dedicated to doing whatever it takes to ensure the future remains peaceful and prosperous. Knowing that the IDW interpretation of Silver will become mainline could not make me happier. The adorable optimism and hope he carries has helped redefine Silver as one of my recent favorite characters in IDW. Silver deserves another proper shot at the spotlight, and he's going to be done absolute justice when he gets his opportunity to. After the 2010s turned the characters we love into caricatures, it's nice to see the effort to correct the ship and get things back on track being public on the site. With the creation of the Sonic story team and the right creatives being brought together to lead the future of stories, it's incredibly validating to have these bios reaffirm our hopes and prepare us for the next decade of stories we get to embark on with characters that get to grow again. The future is looking bright for Sonic stories, and luckily, with Frontier's third DLC on the horizon, we won't have to wait long for the next chapter. Which character arc out of this list excited you the most, and which character would you like to see added to this list in the future? Love y'all. Have a blessed one.